Hey wild men and women of the running world, it's Ed James Dean Bud here. I'm back with a face-off between the FUELCELL Rebel 2 and the RC Elite 2. Let's be having ya. Thanks for joining me bright and early on this wonderful autumn morn. Is it autumn yet? I don't know. It feels like it today. It was really cold out there on my run, early morning. Today, the RC Elite 2 and the Rebel 2 are knocking heads. These are shoes that I bought with my own Earth credits, no freebies here, so you get my honest opinions. Why would I lie? Before we get into the face-off, if you are a regular viewer, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the bell below so we can notify you when we launch those new videos. It also really helps the channel if you give this video a thumbs up like. Dankeschön. Off the bat, both of these cushioned Crusaders I have in a UK 11.5, which is a US size 12. The Rebel 2 comes in at around about 120 Earth credits UK, although you can pick it up on discount at the moment a little cheaper. The RC Elite 2 though is a wallet-crushing 210 Earth credits over here in the UK. It's eye-watering, anxiety-inducing stuff, that price. I've got over 50 miles or 80k into both pairs, so enough for a reasonable comparison. We'll start with the uppers first. There are very few pairs, ladies and gentlemen, in my shoe collection that are quite as beautiful as this one. Hands down, it's the winner in both function and aesthetics. I mean, you can put aside the fancy overlays, the craft shop felt, and that amazingly perforated toe box. The Elite 2 is just simply slipper-like, and I don't think it would look out of place at the end of Cinderella. It's so soft, comfortable, and inviting. Like a pizza box which has yet to be opened. I gotta be honest, I even left it on whilst I was writing the script for this review. Seriously though, if you don't want all the bells and whistles of the RC Elite 2, the Rebel 2 will fit the bill. I think it's about as close to a Spark kit car as you're going to get. Simple mesh construction here, very flexible in the upper, and you've got almost zero heel counter structure there. Almost like a race flat feel though. I think they're really aiming it as being a more up-tempo daily shoe. Another one with a low eyelet count, and it doesn't have the extra eyelets here as well for a runner's knot, so if you want to use one of those, you're out of luck. A fun and light upper for fast, furious fiddle-dee-dees. Frolics as well, maybe. I think if long-distance plush interiors are not your game, then this one's for you. Rebel 2 is probably the Penelope pit stop, and the RC Elite 2 is the long-distance Clara. It's Pigeon Street if you're trying to remember. I think if I had to pick one though of the two, it would have to be the RC Elite 2. Upper-wise, it's just beautiful. That upper sparkle is just an added bonus amongst the performance benefits. Midsole, midsole, midsole now. I think in terms of midsoles, it's really horses for courses on this situation. I enjoyed longer sorties in both shoes, to be honest. They provide ample cushion underfoot, though the Rebel 2 says half marathon and below for me. I think if you're going half or up, it's got to be the RC Elite 2. I think the additional midsole stack there will just provide a little bit more welcome cushion underfoot as you get into the upper echelons. The FUELCELL midsole foam here in both pairs does provide ample cushion. This squash there, compression, and they're supremely light as well. They really are. There's about an ounce difference between the RC Elite 2 here, a heavier model, and the Rebel 2. There's a lot more structure as well to the RC Elite 2. It's not so noticeable just in hand, but on foot you can really feel it kind of cups around the back of your ankle, which the Rebel 2 doesn't have. It really is a very light, minimal upper. And with all that additional cushion that you have here in the RC Elite, that structure really is needed, along with the carbon plate, to provide the runner with a little bit more stability. They've maxed out the heel stack here and it is quite noticeable. Going between the two shoes, you really do notice that extra foam in the heel. The actual drop is quite a lot more aggressive, I suppose, as well in the RC Elite 2. It promotes a faster cadence and urges you to go up through the gears a little bit quicker. Both shoes are a fun blast though, perhaps comparable to a go round the country lanes in Dale Fender's latest sports model with the roof down. Though the Rebel 2s perhaps a more digestible daily offering with that slightly less aggressive heel to toe drop. So hard to call this one really. I'd suggest both are great if you want to race, but it depends up to what distance. 5k to the half marathon in the Rebel 2 and I'd say anything from a half up to the full marathon in the RC Elite 2. I can't really say there's a winner here. I think they're different tools for different scenarios. Perhaps versatility wise, the Rebel 2's just probably got a little bit more there. I'm not sure the RC Elite 2 is something you'd roll out for just a quick Saturday 3-mile effort around the local trading estate. Certainly not a plodder, and not something I'd throw on even if I had worn the Boston 10, which has wrecked my left leg. That Boston 10's never coming out of the box again. Maybe to be ripped apart and examined further with some sort of tool, but yeah, not happy with that shoe. So a tie on midsole. Going to talk outsoles now. After further testing across various different terrains and through different weather conditions, the winner for me is the Rebel 2. The quite large amount of exposed fuel cell foam here in the outsole and the lack of that Dynaride material in the sort of forefoot, midfoot section of the shoe. I think that was actually down to availability in the end that they didn't put that on there. Really is a bit of a drag, and it does make you wonder what the shoe could have been like if they had weighted and utilised the Dynaride stuff. It would have elevated it to the upper echelons of footwear fame. The more conventional rubber here in the Rebel 2, I think has the edge in terms of grip, stability and propulsional push in dry and wet conditions. In quite wet conditions, I found the RC Elite 2 to be a little bit lacking. That forefoot rubber really doesn't work all that well for me, and I had to ease off the gas for fear of slipping and sliding around like a Tony Hawk's wannabe without a crash helmet. Dry weather though, it's a real winner, which just makes me feel a bit sad for it. I tried it on a variety of different surfaces, and it worked really well on pretty much everything aside from grass. But when we book races and stuff, we don't book the weather, do we? Especially here in the UK. But the Budman here cannot give the sustainably sourced, biodegradable winner's medal for outsole to the Rebel 2. Holding up really well actually as we approach the 100k mark. Gotta talk value now. This one's tough because one of the shoes in today's pairing is vastly more expensive than the other. Does the foam give you the value? Is that what we're talking? Is it going to last as long? Are you going to use it as often? Fuel cell foam is a little bit different, I guess, to P-backs. A little bit more compressive. I find I can use it though on a more daily sort of basis. I wouldn't want to run in ZoomX all the time. I think the less prominent arch and wider forefoot in these two shoes make for a really good alternative for runners who can't run perhaps in the next percent some of Nike's other offerings, or maybe some of the Adidas shoes. I mean, the Alphafly is just out of the question for some people, and I think that this could provide some of the feel that you get from the Alphafly. Both of them are appearing very durable at present. Only concern perhaps is upper durability on both of these, but some people seem to blast through uppers on shoes in no time at all, no matter how durable they are. I think if you're after a marathon race shoe, but the Nike and Adidas models don't do the trick, then this one could fit the bill for you. But I think if daily mile mastication is your goal, then the Rebel 2 is probably a better bet. And you can race in it as well if you want to. Just a very, very versatile offering. I always remember when I said that a few months back about this shoe and people thought I was crazy. Now everybody says it. I think with the Rebel 2 discounted at the moment in the UK under £100, you can draw your own conclusions. Simply put though, I think the RC Elite 2 really isn't worth double the price of the Rebel 2. There, I said it. You beautiful shoe. You're just too pricey, but wonderful all the same. It's a convertible when you need a micro. Do you own these two shoes, guys? What are your conclusions? I can't help but feel that the Rebel 2 is a vastly more value-orientated offering. Let me know what you think down in the comments. A quick musical interlude for you. I can't believe it's 2017 since the War on Drugs released their last album. I know they've got a new one coming up very soon. I think it's out in the next sort of couple of months or something. Deeper Understanding is still one of my favourite albums. It's right up there. Certainly like top 20 maybe. And I got a lot of albums, so that's pretty good. Favourite tracks for me on this one are Holding On and Nothing to Find. There seemed to be a bit more sheen to this album, a little bit more solidity I suppose to the songs. They all seem to fit together a little bit more. In terms of the production values, the instrumentation seem to be pared back a little bit. You still have that wonderful War on Drugs kind of atmosphere around the tracks, and that almost benefited the band a little bit because the key parts, or at least the key instrumentation and stuff, was all very defined, where it wasn't so much on the previous album. Do go and check this one out, guys. I think you'll enjoy it. There's some good running tracks on there. Certainly a good album for long runs. A Deeper Understanding by the War on Drugs. Thanks for sticking with me to the end of the video, guys. It's always appreciated. My voice is starting to come back a little bit now, which is good, because otherwise it would be a very quiet video, I suppose. If you haven't done so already, guys, hit the subscribe button and also click the bell below for notifications when we roll out those new videos for you. And help the channel out by giving this video a thumbs up like and also sharing it with your running buddies. My name's EDDBUD, and I'll be seeing you